first of all, we are going to create a new project in Unity. Yeah, let's make that new project. Just click new project. And like, let's call this Albert's new test or project, something like that. Yeah, why not? And then you can place it wherever you want. Let's put it in documents. I'm gonna put it in a new folder called tutorial. All right. And then once you choose that folder, you can type in whichever like organization you want. You can make it 2D, 3D. You can add different packages. If you download all the packages while you installed Unity, you can check it out. 2D, 3D cameras and stuff. All right, you can also turn off and on like different Unity analytics if you guys want to check out like the different analytics you can use for library. And let's open up this new project. Now you can see it's empty and we are defaulted to this console in the bottom. You can see like our project files, and nothing is really here. And there's a way I like to manage all the assets within Unity. I mean, this style could be different from you guys. It could be different from other people. But for me, I like to do things in my way. Now you can see like once you click on the main camera, you can see what the camera sees here, and you can see game. You can move these things around the way you like it. So you can see the asset store here. It's kind of loading. My internet sucks here. And you can see the camera zooming in and out using that mouse, scroll the middle thing, right? And you can see the assets. Now let's make a new folder, and I'll call this one first of all, like I like to use numbers because these are alphabetically aligned. So one, I'm gonna put scenes. Another folder I'm gonna put for my scripts. We're gonna use C# because I'm used to it. Of course you can use JavaScript, but I like C# a little bit better. Like I like object-oriented stuff. Web, of course. Yeah, but that's for us something. Now we create models. That's where we're gonna put all our FBX files and stuff we can use to 3D objects and stuff, and prefabs. All right. I'm gonna talk about what are prefabs in a little bit, but you can basically save different kinds of game objects there with all the script and stuff, and you can make like materials separate in your models if you want. But now I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's go back to the scene. Let's first of all save this scene maybe into the folder we created. So we go to scene, save it. Let's call this guy my first scene, something like that. All right, that's cool. Now we got my first scene here, and let's make our first script. Let's do something in this thingy. Yeah, always use good language. Let's make a cube. Let's make that thing do stuff. Yeah, we can move that cube around back and forth. Also the camera, you can move it back and forth with these things. You can see in the top left corner, we can move things around. And let's change this name and our inspector to Albert's Cube. No, it's not a cube, it's a cube. Yeah, let's make it cube. So we first get the cube, and we are going to do some awesome stuff with this. Now we can scale this to the X and to the Y. We can do different things, make it smaller. Yeah, let's make that thing skinny. As slim is the new fat. What am I talking about? Anyway, let's go into this thing. Let's create a script, and what we're going to do in the script is we're going to do some fun stuff with rotating the cube. It is the cube. All right, let's get the cube. Now once we get the cube, what we're gonna see once we create the screen, yeah, all that embarrassing things in the background, yeah. All right, so what we're gonna do here, you can see there's a start and update, right? And what these are kind of like pre-made stuff. If you guys know Android, there's like an on start, on update, on resume, stuff like that. And what we have here is a class called rotate cube. Yeah, and this IDE is mono-developed. If you're using a Mac, it will be automatically installed when you're installing Unity. And what we're going to do here in start is we're going to, when the script loads, it's basically going to trigger that thing. And of course, there's like, unload, and other things. But no, we're not going to get to that because this is beginners tutorial. Now, first of all, we're going to let's make we're going to make these variables public, because once you make a variable public, you can see it in the IDE. Let's make a game object called mycube. Mycube, yeah, there you go. And we're going to, once the script loads, we are going to pretty much instantiate this guy. So let's get a game object, and you can find it by the name of each game object. We named this guy Albert's Cube. So we're just gonna get that thing, type it in there, Albert's Cube, and once we get that game object, we are going to pretty much let's see, where is that guy? Yeah, we're gonna update, and we're gonna rotate this thing around. Let's do some magical stuff in it. So what we have here is the transform of my cube. Okay. So let's first of all, let's make another public float variable called speed. How fast we want to move this sucker around. All right, rotate speed. Okay. So this, we can make this private, of course, but the reason we're making all these variables public is because we can pretty much see them in the IDE itself, in the script. So let's get a rotation speed. All right, and once we do that, we can pretty much make, let's set it to 5. Maybe it might be too fast, but yeah, you can even just like do an integer value like that, but even it's a float. It's a float, okay? And let's get my cube and transform. So transform, like it says, transforms things. You can like manipulate like how fast things are, or rotation. You can see all those different types of values you can put in it. For example, you can see rotate around, like, and it takes a vector 3. All right, so vector 3 is x, y, and z value. So one way we can do this is create a new vector 3. You can even like put it like a public value or something like that too. And you can see the summary here. Well, there's even a vector 4. I wonder if it's like, and later on, once we discover all the other vector 11, maybe later on. But anyway, let's take vector 3. Yeah, maybe, the naming of these variables are pretty important, but let's call this rotation for now, and we can assign it values like 2, 0, 0. Yeah, that's how we want to move it through the x thing in clockwise. So once you do this, this is going to move clockwise. All right, let's see how it rotates. Yeah, so the x thing is going to rotate in a clockwise position like that. Let's look at that cued. All right, and once we kind of rotate it, we can put different values like rotation speed in it, and we can see how fast it rolls. Man, that is fast as hell. So let's use that and rotate the thing. Cool. All right, now we can do it in both ways, x and y. Let's look at that. It goes in diagonal and stuff. And of course, you can do it in 3 ways at the same time, x, y, and z. Let's look at that. What happens there? Yeah, man, that's like tornadoing and stuff. Okay. So that's basics of how to rotate and how to use Unity, how to set up a project and move things in rotation value. Next tutorial, we're going to show you how to move objects forward and backwards. That's going to use transform as well, but we're not going to use the function of rotate. We're going to use something called translate. Okay. And one more thing I want to point out is you can use the minus value to do things counterclockwise. Rotate the thing counterclockwise. Just put a minus value on to the float value and it will work. All right. So this was